Robstar gang, what up? What up? Welcome to your week 8 preview for the Carolina Panthers versus the Buffalo Bills. I'm going to be breaking this game down front to back. Unfortunately, my buddy, Dan Mitchell, is not going to be able to make it, who's a Bills fan. Actually, if you saw the recent short, the guy that was talking some smack about the Carolina Panthers saying that our defense was that Josh Allen was going to throw for 300 yards on us. That's him. So go check his channel out. He does good work. But I responded to him. And but he actually had to back out. Unfortunately, he had some stuff come up. So it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Here we are. And so now we just move on. We move on. We continue and ride this wave, man. Shout out to everybody wherever you're watching, whether you're on TikTok, whether you're on X, or if you're on YouTube. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Make sure you guys, as you come in, make sure you pound the like button, hit the subscribe button. I greatly appreciate it, man. I greatly appreciate it. If you're on TikTok, make sure you tap my face, drop a follow. I would greatly appreciate it. And of course, if you're on X, just do the same thing. Hit the heart button, repost, share the live, and of course, drop a follow as well. So this is going to be interesting, man. Like, obviously, with this game coming up this weekend, I just find it interesting that Bryce Young's out there right now. Well, we've seen him the past couple days. Bryce Young's been out there just moving around. We don't know, obviously, we don't know the extent of his whole. I don't know. After what I taught, and I saw his interview, Luke. Shout out to Luke in the chat. Trap, Paul Nielsen, Josiah. Yeah, I mean, I saw his interview earlier, and he says he feels great. I guess we'll see. Is this the Bryce Young is this going to be like the Bryce Young version of the Michael Jordan flu game? Is this going to be the Bryce Young Michael Jordan flu game? Is that what it's going to be? If he's are we really going to see Bryce Young come out in this game? D Perkins, what's good? Appreciate you coming by. Appreciate you. Is this going to be the Bryce Young Michael Jordan flu game for him? Comes out there after apparently having a high ankle sprain, and comes out there because it's going to be it's funny because he's out there moving along. There's clips of him out there. There's even a doctor on X that I follow who diagnoses, who has a pretty good diagnostics of on the players. His name's Dr. Jesse Morris on X. And it says here he quoted let's see where he quoted here. I'm trying to see. He quoted something today on Bryce Young. He goes, so Jesse Morris actually, and I'll share this tab instead real quick with you guys over here on YouTube. No limp, no boot, no limp for Bryce Young. If this is a true high ankle sprain, it's very mild. This could be a soft benching ? So here comes the talk, of course, of a soft benching for Bryce Young. Anthony Brown, what's good? Rolly, what's good? I mean, is this really going to be is this really a soft benching? Is this really a soft benching for Bryce Young? Do y'all guys think that in the chat? Or does he really have a high ankle sprain? But again, at the same time, if he does have a high ankle sprain, Dr. Jesse Morris does have a good point. If it's a true high ankle sprain, it's very mild, which they were predicting him to come back. A lot of people were predicting him to come back, next week anyways, and be available next week. So I don't know where they stand with this, right? I don't know what we're going to consider this. Like, I don't consider this a soft benching, because if you watch the play, if you watch the Jets game, it looked like he rolled his ankle. But again, who knows? Another thing is, when you look at it, right, this could be a nice disguise. This could be a good disguise for the Panthers. Maybe they're trying to use a little disguise here to force Buffalo to think that we're going to play Andy Dalton. So they got to prepare for him more than they do. More than they do to Bryce. So, I mean, you could do that. They could say that. I don't know. But again, they also signed Mike White, who used to play for the Buffalo Bills, which they probably could use him to get you some insight. You got to think about it this way. Buffalo Bills coaching staff, they've got Sean McDermott, former Carolina Panther. Joe Brady, former Carolina Panther. Chris Tabor, former Carolina Panther. All these guys are on their coaching staff. Shaq Thompson's on that team. But here's the thing that people don't realize. We've got Mike White on the team. You also got Boogie Basham on the team. Both played at Buffalo. Boogie Basham was just there last year. Guys, if you're on TikTok, I see 5 people are watching. I appreciate all you guys. Anthony, I'm not sad at all. Appreciate that, though, I guess. I mean, I don't know why I would be sad. I have no reason to be sad. I'm blessed. You look sad, though. But, again, so it's interesting here. It's interesting. Because, again, there's so much narrative around this game. Because we also consider the Buffalo Bills the Panthers of the North. A lot of people consider that. A lot of people consider that. I don't know. I think it's interesting. I don't know what to really think about the injury. Do I think Bryce Young plays? No, I still don't think he plays. I don't think he should play. All right. I don't think Bryce should play. I think that it'd be smarter right now because of this gauntlet stretch that you have, right? The gauntlet stretch that you have going forward. You have the Buffalo Bills right now. Next week, you got Green Bay. Then I think you're at New Orleans. And then I think you got Monday Night Football, San Fran. Then you're at home versus the Rams. And then you get your bye week. And then and then you get your bye week, right? No, you got the Falcons in there. I missed a team. You got I'd rather have Bryce healthy. Yeah, because you got Green Bay. Then you're home against you're home against the Saints. You're at Green Bay, then you're home against the Saints. Then you're at the Falcons. Then your Monday Night Football matchup at the 49ers. And then you're home against the Rams. And then you go into the bye week. And then you're at so again, this is a tough stretch you got. This next 6 games is really going to tell us where this team is at. The Buffalo Bills game is a prove it game, ladies and gentlemen. It's a prove it game. It's to prove that this team is not only better, but it can compete with the best of the best. The Buffalo Bills were considered not only a playoff contender, but probably a Super Bowl contender. A Super Bowl contender. So, this is a game that says, okay, prove that you can compete with these guys. If Carolina goes out there and they get the doors blown off of them, then that just tells me everything I need to know. But if we go out there, we win this game, okay, that proves that we can beat teams we can beat Super Bowl caliber teams and we can compete with them. And maybe people should pay attention to us. But if we go out there and we make it close, I'll even be happy if we make it close. That tells me that we can compete with the teams like the Buffalo Bills. All right. Buffalo intel is important. Absolutely trap. If Dalton's taking first team snaps, he is playing. Underground West, what's good, Clay? Sup, Clay? Clay Dog, what's up, man? Appreciate you joining. Our bye week is like at the end of the season. Our bye week is at week 14. No, week 13, because this is week 8, week 9, week 10, week 11, week 12. Week 13, we got a bye. Week 13, we have a bye. So let's see here. I need to do this real quick, and then we'll dive into it, man. We'll dive into the injury report because we do got other guys on the injury report that we need to discuss. Nothing doesn't seem much of a doozy right now with the injury report. Nothing seems to be popping up that seems to be much of a concern to this team besides, of course, Bryce Young. That seems to be the only concern, of course, is Bryce Young being injured. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Again, just make sure you like, subscribe over here on YouTube. TikTok, make sure you tap my face, follow. I greatly appreciate it. I'm going to have to put out my week 8 picks later on tonight. I'm going to have to I'll be late on that, but it is what it is. Here we are. And of course, if you're on X, make sure you follow and like as well. All right, let's get into the injury report. So as you can see, now of course TikTok you guys can't see because I'm not able to hook up to TikTok yet, streaming wise. I don't know why, but it is what it is. But as you can see, JC Horn is on there, non-injury related, was limited Wednesday. They basically made it a rest day for him, from my understanding. But again. Of course, we were just talking about Bryce Young did not participate. We've been seeing him move out there on the field. Again, we've heard Dave Canales constantly say day-to-day with him. They're not ruling him out, but but they're saying also don't get your hopes up yet. So, Young has been seen at practice, but no boot, no limp, all that stuff. Just observing, light footwork. That it's at least a good sign. I will say with that with Bryce. I didn't mention that earlier, but again, I've always said that even though Bryce Young isn't lighting up the stat sheet, his mobility and ability to extend plays does keep this offensive line when things start breaking down. And let's be honest, does it happen a lot? No, but it happens a good enough times for us that I feel like we need that spark in him on the field. Because Buffalo has an aggressive defense. But again, so DJ Wano, JC Horn, as you can see, both sat out earlier in the week, non-injury related reasons, just veteran rest days. And then they were full participants today. And of course, we'll have the real, Friday, after Friday, you will have the full injury report. As for Damian Lewis, and of course, Princely Mommy Ellen, they were also full participants, which is great news considering both have been playing through some injuries. So yeah, it's kind of a mixed bag right now. The main storyline, obvious, is Bryce Young. The main storyline is obviously Bryce Young. Whether that ankle is going to be good enough to go or not, by Sunday, we'll see. If he can't go, then Andy Dalton steps in again, and which isn't the end of the world for me, but definitely lowers the ceiling of this offense, in my opinion. But again, today's Thursday. We also got Friday. The vibe inside that building seems, I would say, still feels probably cautiously optimistic, which it seems that way with these press conferences and the coaching staff. But if Bryce misses another practice on Friday, then it's probably time to start preparing that for the Red Rifle. All right. You just go ahead and prepare yourself that he's going to be getting the start. Either way, we're walking into the line of fire this week against the Buffalo Bills. And we're just trying to continue to keep that momentum that we've been, with this 3-game winning streak. And the game's not over, but let's hope Bryce's ankle can hold up, because the Bills aren't exactly known for taking it easy on quarterbacks, especially with their pass rush. But their run defense is absolute hot garbage. So, which we'll dive into here later. All right. Let's move on. All right, keys on the offense. So I'm going to give you the keys to this offense. First things first. We're sitting at 4-3, chat, which technically makes us a winning team. I say technically because it's been 25 years since it's actually felt like that, based on pure vibes, emotional trauma, everything, not stats, you know what I mean? But again, that went over the Jets this past week. It was a gritty matchup. It was ugly, though. Got the job done. Does not matter, okay? Let's not kid ourselves, though. Our offense was mid in that game, okay? Outside of Bryce, with some gutsy scrambles, getting that touchdown, Xavier Leggett, we couldn't find the end zone if you gave them a GPS coordination, all right? And now you've got your quarterback nursing an ankle injury, which nobody really knows what to expect from this offense, obviously, right now. On one hand, the Jets defense, I do think, is still legit. A lot of people don't give them credit. I think their front seven will ruin your Sunday, and it will ruin anybody's Sunday, okay? On the other hand, you got the Buffalo's defense has been well, but not great. Like, they've done well. Like, they're still banged up. They still have some inconsistencies. They've been leaking yards, especially in the run game. And we're back at home this week. And for whatever reason, this team just looks like a total different squad to me. So still, there is no walk in the park. All right, Bills are coming off 2 ugly losses before the bye week. And you can bet your ass they are pissed off. All right. They're going to be coming out in this game pissed off. They're desperate to get right. Okay. Their offense has been its usual explosive self. But the Panthers can't rely on Josh Allen having an off day. But see, the Buffalo Bills can't rely on him playing hero ball all game. Okay, because Dak tried that. Dak tried to play like the MVP that he's been playing, but see, he couldn't do it all by himself. It didn't work out in his favor. So Buffalo Bills fans think that it's just that Josh Allen's going to be able to play hero ball all day against his defense. You've got another thing coming, because, again, we're talking about a defense that has been lights out lately. We're only giving up, according to this report, 3.7 yards per play during this 3-game winning streak, which is the second best in NFL, by the way. So, again, Buffalo's firepower will be a different kind of test for sure. But if we want to keep this hot streak alive, here are my keys to this offense, and we'll dive into defense. But number one for me, for this offense, you have to keep grounding and pounding. Last week's run game, pretty good. It wasn't great. It wasn't the first two. It wasn't the Miami Dolphins game. It wasn't the Dallas Cowboys game. But to be fair, the Jets' run defense is I still think is legit. Okay. All right. It's basically the only thing keeping that franchise from spontaneously combusting. This week's a whole different story. We're talking about a Buffalo Bills defense ranking dead last against the run, 32nd in the NFL. They've been getting gashed by literally every back they face. Bijan Robinson hung 170 yards on them a few weeks ago like it was a college scrimmage. That same Falcons team that Bryce, that this Panthers team beat 30-0. That same Falcons team that we kept, I think we kept Bijan Robinson under 100 yards. Let me see. I want to double check myself before I wreck myself. Pretty sure we kept Bijan Robinson under 100 yards when we played them. Because it was 30-0, and I'm pretty sure that we kept him underneath that. Yeah. We only allowed Bijan Robinson 72 yards in that game. Now, granted, he also had 5 catches for 39 yards, but still kept him under 100 yards. So that's where it gets tricky for me, because I'm like, do they think that they're going to be able to run the ball with James Cook and Josh Allen? I don't know if they're going to do that. But here's the thing with us is that we've been able, like, offensively, we're going to be able to run the damn ball with Rico, Dowdle, Chuba, Hubbard. And we just need to keep feeding them. I know that we're going to be able to do that. All right, you got to run it early, got to run it often, run it straight down Buffalo's throat. If Carolina can control the tempo of this game, and rack up something close to 200 rushing yards, we have a real chance to keep this game close. And you possibly could even steal that game. And right now, Dowdle's been the better back lately, okay? More burst, better vision, more juice. But keeping Hubbard in the mix does help keep him fresh. All right. Either way, I want to say that this offense should run through the ground game first. All right. The next thing I think that this offense needs to do is you got to take shots, man. You got to take shots. I need Andy to if it's Andy, take shots. If it's Bryce, he needs to take shots. I don't care who the quarterback is. You need to take shots. All right, whether it's tequila, whiskey, bourbon. No, I'm just kidding. But I know that's a wild concept when I say take shots. But you got to throw the ball to your best receivers, man. Get the ball out to your receivers, but mainly your best receiver. This is the exactly kind of matchup where Tre'von McMillan could have a breakout game. The Bills secondary has been struggling against wide receiver ones. Drake London, if you go watch the Buffalo Bills game against the Falcons, Drake London dropped 158 yards and a touchdown on them. And it should have been 2. But their starting corners are Tre'Davious White, Christian Benford, and they're getting torched on the outside, and they're currently ranked. Both of those corners are currently ranked 80th in the NFL, which is Tre'Davious White, and Christian Benford is 83rd out of 112 corners in the NFL, according to PFF. So that's not good for the Buffalo Bills. McMillan's size, hands, catch radius does give him a legitimate advantage against those guys. If Bryce Young can go, or again, if it's even Andy Dalton ends up being the starter, they've got to take those deep shots, right? Let McMillan make plays downfield, right? Force Buffalo's corners to prove they can actually cover Tre'von McMillan. And hey, let's not forget about Xavier Legette. The dude's been cooking lately, could easily stretch this defense if they're focused too much on McMillan. But then you can't forget about Jalen Coker. You can't forget about Jimmy Horn Jr. Jimmy Horn Jr. has been making plays. Can't forget about Mitchell Evans, who I think is secretly the best tight end on this roster. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, chat. I hear you, Rock Jones. Fire Mike Shula. I'm all about it. I'm all about firing Mike Shula. That's for sure. Did you hear any rumors about a trade? No trade rumors yet. I just know that Logan Wilson, the captain linebacker for the Cincinnati Bengals, requested a trade. I would love for Carolina to go get him. I would love for Carolina to go get him. I'm dead ass serious. And I've also heard Minkah Fitzpatrick is also on the trade block. I would love Carolina to just make a phone call. What's up, Black Fry? Marcos Cash, what's good? Eric Blair, see you. Hatred, what's good? I personally believe Canales is better off sitting Bryce for this game for the better longevity of the season. I agree with you, Hatred. Trizzy, what's good, Star and everyone? What's up, Trizzy? What's up? What's up? But anyways, so again, I think you got to take shots down the field in this game, especially with a very bad secondary. But again, keep pounding that rock as well, and you'll be able to take shots down the field. Last but not least, the last key on this offense, I'm going to say, is control the clock. Normally, I think time of possession is one of the most overrated football stats, that only old school coaches care about. But this game, I'm going to say it actually matters because Buffalo, again, I do think they are still one of the more talented teams. I think they're one of the more well-coached teams. And that's just the reality. The best way to neutralize Josh Allen isn't to just stop him because you just can't. He's not a guy you can just stop, right? Which if anybody thinks that, good luck. But the best thing you can do is keep him off the field. Long clock eating drives, first downs, converting on 3rd and short. You don't need fireworks, just consistency. If this Carolina offense goes 3 and out a few times early or coughs up the ball, this game will get ugly in a hurry. All right. But the Bills are built to snowball. You give them a lead, suddenly down you're 17 and wondering what the hell just happened. You have to play smart football, efficient football. You got to minimize the mistakes, grind out the drives, let the defense do what is done best, and kept the team in it. But I think you got to keep Josh Allen off the field. So like I said, long clock eating drives, first down, converting 3rd and short. You don't need fireworks, just consistency. So again, clock control is going to be the biggest thing for this game. All right. Again, this is going to be a huge gut check game, I think, for Carolina, at least from an offensive standpoint. Again, you're facing a Bills who is considered a Super Bowl contender, who's also a very pissed off team that's coming off of back-to-back losses and a bye week. And we're also we might be out with our quarterback, right? So again, the formula on the offense is not complicated. You run the damn ball, you take calculated shots to your playmakers, use them, and don't let Josh Allen turn this thing into a track meet, okay? All right, we just got to continue to play our brand of football that's been working as of late. Okay, physical, balanced, patient. They've got a shot to make a 4th straight win and then shock the NFL again by beating a Super Bowl caliber team. Again, I appreciate everyone joining the live stream. Again, tap my face if you're on TikTok. Drop a follow. I greatly appreciate it. We're just breaking down this game. I wish I could stream what I'm streaming on YouTube onto TikTok. For some reason, StreamYard does not let me do that. So we might have to figure something out, chat. We might have to figure something out. So I can be able to stream on TikTok, which would be sick. Let's see what we got in the comments over here on the YouTube channel real quick. Yeah, it's good. Hey, true. Josh Allen's never lost after a bye and has never lost 3 straight to. So let's be the first for both. Let's do that. There's a first time for everything. Exactly, Marcos. Exactly. All right, defense. Keys on defense. I'm going to say this. Number one, you got to contain Josh Allen. All right, you got to contain him, or at least try to. Here's the problem with Josh Allen. Even when he's not lighting it up, chat, he is still such a walking highlight reel. It's just ridiculous. I mean, we're talking about a guy, and I'm looking at his stats right now. We're talking about 1,300 yards, over 1,300 yards, basically 1,400. It's at the exact number is 1,397. He's got 11 touchdowns on the year, 4 interceptions as well, and 68.5 completion rate. So pretty damn efficient for a guy who's seems like in these games as of late, I feel like Josh Allen's been playing running back half the damn time. But anyways, because on the ground right now, he's added 254 yards and 3 more touchdowns. So he's averaging like 5.5 yards a carry, which is kind of ridiculous for a quarterback. But he's been his usual self, strong, aggressive, willing to stiff arm your defensive tackle just for fun. The thing is, this version of the Bills offense isn't explosive, though. They haven't been that explosive this year, right? Especially through the air. Like, so they've leaned more on the run game, spread things out. They've kept things balanced. But see, here's the thing. Our front continues to shut down the run like it has lately, and they continue to do that in this game. Allen's going to be forced to take over, which means he's going to have to play hero ball. And really, that's when he's the most dangerous, to be honest with you. I mean, you have to find ways to contain him in the pocket, make him throw under pressure, right? Don't let him escape outside the pocket. Those back-breaking, and he'll do that on those back-breaking third downs that you can't not let him, extend the plays on. But he's not just extending plays. He's a guy who can create plays by himself. Okay. So our pass rush can't afford to disappear here. Okay. We're coming off our best game yet from a pass rushing standpoint. If Allen gets time and space, he's going to torch you. We've seen it time and time again, and you can't let him do that. He'll dance into your end zone like it's his own place. So, contain Josh Allen's number one for me on the defense. So, number two, keep stuff in the run. This has become one of Carolina's biggest strengths lately over the last 3 games. The Panthers' run defense, again, I do believe is legit, ladies and gentlemen. All right. They've limited Miami, Dallas, and New York on the ground, forcing each offense to go one-dimensional. So, again, for teams like the Dolphins, Dallas, that says something, all right? Especially with the weapons that those teams have, and especially with how Dak Prescott's been playing as of late. But your improvement starts up front. Derek Brown has been an absolute monster. Our interior line is starting to really bully people. We've seen it on the field. Ejiro Evero deserves a ton of credit. Okay, deserves a ton of credit for his scheming. He's been mixing in some smart looks. He's been shifting the fronts a little bit. You've seen it. He's getting the linebackers downhill faster, the way he's been setting them up. But this week is a different animal. You got Buffalo, who isn't going to abandon the run. They're not going to. Not with James Cook running the ball the way he has, Josh Allen being a legit weapon when he's able to rush the ball himself. They're going to test this Carolina's defense and how disciplined it is. They're going to stretch plays. They're going to run RPOs. They're going to do quarterback scrambles. They're going to try to throw the whole damn kitchen sink at you with this offense. Okay, this isn't about stopping every run It's about limiting explosive plays, okay? The Bills thrive on chunk plays. They thrive on 15, 20-yard bursts that flip the field position and momentum. That's what they do, okay? If the Panthers can grind out for every yard, make them grind out for every single damn yard, they will force Allen into playing hero ball, and that's what you got to do. And sometimes for Buffalo, that does turn into some big moments. But again, to force Josh Allen to play hero ball for 4 quarters, that's how you contain him. And that's how you win football games. Because then it just becomes a one-dimensional offense. And he can't do it all by himself. He's elite, but he can't do it all by himself. And then last but not least on this defense, can we please, for the love of God, fix this tight end problem? All right. There is one consistent headache for this defense, and it's the tight ends. All right. Week after week, some tight end finds a way to, they find a way to gash this Carolina for chunk plays or touchdowns. Okay. They held their own last week against the Jets, which is fine. Which they've been, of course, the Jets have been a circus at the quarterback position and Mason Taylor. But this week's challenge is on a completely different level. I think Dalton Kincaid is one of the best tight ends, secretly one of the best tight ends in the league. I don't think he gets enough credit where credit's due. But Dalton Kincaid, he's been basically the leading receiver and one for Josh Allen. And he's basically been Josh Allen's secret security blanket, which he's a big, fast, runs routes like a damn wideout in the tight end position. You got a game plan for him. And if the Panthers don't have a real plan for him, he's going to eat. Okay. All right. Our safeties, our linebackers are going to have to communicate and stay disciplined, chat, because Allen will find Kincaid over the middle all day if given the chance. This is where someone like Lathan Ransom or maybe Tre'von Wallace makes a play. I doubt it. I would probably put it more on Lathan Ransom. Maybe we'll see Damani Richardson on the field. Maybe Trayvon Moehrig goes up against them, right? If they use these guys properly, could make a real difference. I don't think Nick Scott's going to be able to contain Dalton Kincaid. I'll be honest with you there. But again, that has been a sore subject in this defense all season long. So if we can take away the easy checkdowns and force Allen to hold on the ball longer, this pass rush will have a chance to get home. And then that's when you fix the tight end problem. All right. On the defense. All right. So again, I'm going to reiterate the keys to victory real quick. Again, dominate the trenches, man, especially in the run game. You're going up against a Bills defense that is dead last in the run defense DVOA. All right. This is the week to lean on that run game and the toughness of that run game between Chuba Hubbard and Rico Dowdle. You're going to need them early and often. If you can get 150 plus yards, control the tempo of this game, it changes the game. It changes everything part of that game. Again, contain Josh Allen. The goal there is to annoy the hell out of him. Plain and simple. Next one, keep Bryce Young or Andy Dalton comfortable. Okay? All right? If it's Bryce Young, this offense needs to let him move, right? Don't lock him in the pocket. Let him roll. Let him extend plays. Use some let him use his sneaky elusiveness that makes him so damn dangerous, okay? Right? His ability to improvise, keep drives alive, and it keeps defenses guessing. Now, if it's Andy Dalton, the game plan doesn't change much. You just lose the mobility factor part. So the run game, quick throws becomes even more important. So again, bottom line, just let's not have any stupid turnovers, no blindside hits. Let's not get cute on 3rd and 2. Play to our strengths, right? Win the middle of the field. All right. The Buffalo's defense also has been leaking big plays, not just in the run game, but to tight ends and slot receivers all year. So that's where someone like Tommy Trimble or Mitchell Evans or Jadavion Sanders or Jimmy Horn Jr. or Jalen Coker can make a real impact. Okay. Carolina, we don't need to go deep. Okay. They just need to keep the drives alive. All right. And then again, Buffalo's coming off a bye. Again, they're also frustrated and pressing. The Panthers need to hit them early, whether that's a long drive that ends in points or a defensive takeaway that gets that stadium rocking. If we can start fast, the pressure shifts to the Bills. All right. Quinnen Williams trade. I would listen, I would love it. I don't know if they'll do it. I would love it. I would love it for Dan Morgan to pick up the phone. I would love it. Yeah, little quesadilla. I am doing a Thursday night preview for a Sunday game while Thursday night football is on. I choose when I want to go live on my own show. It's called content creation. So those are my keys to victory. Now, I'm going to give you my final. Well, this is the only time I had to do it this week. Little quesadilla. So it is what it is. I normally do them on Fridays, but I'm going out of town tomorrow, so I had to do it tonight. So here is my final prediction for this game. Listen, call it what you want. It is what it is. All right. I'm taking the Panthers in this game. I like the matchup. I do. I think it's a good matchup for us. I do. And the Bills are the better team on paper. I will be honest there. But we are also the hotter team right now. We're playing more confident. We're playing more disciplined, more physical football, especially on defense. Bryce Young's mobility, even at 85%, adds a different element to this offense if he's able to go. The run game is set up to have its best outing in weeks against a struggling Buffalo front. Your wide receivers have the ability to have a huge breakout game because also the Buffalo Bills corners are bottom 80 out of 112 in the league. If they can keep Josh Allen from full superhero, you limit those back-breaking scramble plays, this is going to be a 4-quarter slugfest. And in a game that comes down to heart, momentum, execution, give me the team that's been trending up, not the one that's been searching for answers. Carolina grinds another ugly game out. All right. But it's going to be a beautiful win because it just proves that they can compete with the Buffalo Bills. And it'll be a hard-nosed win at home. But I think that the Panthers win this game 23-20. I do. That's just me. Let me see what some of you guys said in the comments. Drop your score predictions in the comments. Love to hear your guys' thoughts. Tackling has to be on point. No arm tackles because that's not going to cut it for Allen. Absolutely. Exactly, Chizzy. You have to be prepared to hit. I say sick DB on him. He'll sling him around like a redheaded stepchild. We take away Cook and Allen, we should win that game. Make them one-dimensional like we did to Dallas. Exactly. I mean, Trizzy, that's what I'm looking at this game at. Like, it's basically the same game plan that we had against Dallas is what I've been looking at. What's up, Deep Driver? What's good, man? Trizzy, we're in the top 10 in total defense, taking away run. Yes, we are. We are. If we look at our defensive rankings, I posted them up the other night. We're 7th overall in defense. We're 9th against the run, and we're 10th against the pass. So we're a top 10 defense overall. Gap containment. I still see him. I see him playing. I don't. Chris Dillard, Logan Wilson trade. I would love it. Again, I would love it. I would love to add to that. I would love to add to that linebacker room. Get a true veteran in there, a true locker room leader, somebody that can communicate with this defense, right? He's a vocal leader. I like that a lot. I like that about Logan Wilson. This is the biggest game Panthers have had in years. Yeah, because we've actually had a winning record, you know? It's crazy to think. Trap, that's a big statement. If they win that game like what you're saying there, 34-21, that's huge. I'm going 23-20. We held the number one offense, Dallas, in check. We can do the same to the Bills. Absolutely. If Bryce plays, we win. Even if Bryce doesn't play, I still think we win. I just want them to be competitive versus a good team. A win will be appreciated, though. Amazing K, what's up, man? Appreciate you joining. Yeah, absolutely. It would definitely be well appreciated. That's for sure. That well appreciated. That's for sure. All right, so go ahead. Drop your score predictions. Drop your score predictions in the chat right now. I got 23-20. I'm taking the home team, man. I'm taking my team. I'm riding with the hot hand right now. Like I said. It is technically a trap game for the Buffalo Bills. It's also a get right game for the Buffalo Bills. But then as for us, right, it's a prove it game. It's a prove it that you can compete with one of the best teams or a Super Bowl caliber team, as in the Buffalo Bills. David in the chat says 30-27. Appreciate you, David. There you go. I say we win 38-21. Okay, that's a big score. The guy says 17-14 Panthers defensive game. We will run 17-14. Marcos Cash says 27-20. We got Trizzy, who says score prediction 27-23 Panthers. If Bryce plays, Luke thinks that it's a 40-21 Panthers win. Interesting. Some of y'all score predictions are pretty interesting. I mean, some of you guys are right there with me. Some of you guys are out there putting up saying this team's going to put up 37-40 points. David, keep pounding. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Guys, do me a favor. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button. I would greatly appreciate it. All you got to do is hit that like button. It's super easy. Just like that. Greatly appreciate it. Greatly appreciate it. If you're on TikTok, just punch my face. Don't punch your phone, because then you had to buy a new phone. Panthers 21-17. Kevin comes in and says, okay. Eric Blair says 30-17 Carolina. All right, got a lot of. Let's see what the poll says now, because we got 36. Let's see, we got 36 votes. And I said, the poll question was, can the Carolina Panthers actually beat the Bills? 53% of you said, hell yeah, we're built different. Then it says, maybe if Bryce plays. Then 8% says not a chance. The Bills are too much. And then the last one says upset incoming. Y'all said 25% of you said that. Okay. So let's see who else we got. Amazing Case says 30-27 on the last minute field goal. Let's see. Caden, I hear you on that. Bryce makes us better, but we lose this game regardless. Rather him miss the game. I hear you. T. Thompson comes in and says 27-24 Panthers. Upset incoming. I really see us holding the Bills to 300 yards or less. This defense, man, I'm telling you guys, I think it's legit. I said it. I responded to Dan. You know, if you've seen his video, y'all need to go check out Dan's page, man. He's giving out a Panthers jersey if the Bills lose to the Carolina Panthers. So you need to go check him out. If Dalton plays 9-3 Panthers, that's a total different. I think we play well without Bryce. I think so too. I think with Bryce, yes, it make his elusiveness, his ability to get out the pocket, extend plays is a huge factor in this. But I do think that this team can still play well without Bryce. I think the matchups in this game between our defense and our offense is way better than what the Bills have. On offense, all the Bills have is Josh Allen, Dalton Kincaid, and James Cook. And those are the only guys I mentioned. I didn't mention Keon Coleman. I didn't mention Khalil Shakir. I didn't mention Joshua Palmer. I didn't mention Dawson Knox. I didn't mention Curtis Samuel, by the way, former Carolina Panther on that team. Because no offense, those guys don't scare me. Those guys don't scare me. The only guys that scare me is Josh Allen. The only person that scares me is I like Ed Oliver. I do like Ed Oliver. Does he scare me, though? Not really. Not against the run. I mean, we're talking about, again, the team dead last in DVOA against the run. Shaq Thompson plays for the Bills. He does. He's probably going to give them some insight, but we got some insight of our own. We brought in Mike White, who played quarterback for the Buffalo Bills last year, or he was a backup or whatever. We also got Boogie Basham on this team, who was on the Buffalo Bills last year. So we got some intel on them as well. So the Bills have no wide receiver one, so JC doesn't need to travel. Exactly. Put him on key. You know, I'm okay with it. Put him on Keon Coleman the whole game. Who cares? I see the red rifle with 260 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. Rico has over 140 yards from scrimmage. Chuba has a rushing touchdown. Trizzy coming in here with some. I like where your head's at. If we somehow win this game, you playoff hopeful. I think, Caden, I would need to see us win another game against a team that maybe we shouldn't expect to win, right? Like another Buffalo caliber team. Like, I think if you can beat, I think if you can beat, again, I think if you can beat a Buffalo Bills team and then you go out there and you beat, Green Bay, or you go out there and beat San Fran, or you go out there and beat the Rams, one of those teams, then I would say, yeah, definitely hopeful. Again, it's been the same thing for me all year. I need to see this team consistently win. Can be able to consistently win and beat good teams, right? So, I mean, next week, David's right. Next week is Green Bay. So, yeah. Am I playoff hopeful if we beat Buffalo? I'm definitely more hopeful. But then I need to see them I don't need them to go on a 7-game winning streak. I just need to see them beat more than just one good team. Because that's what it's going to take for you to really get to the playoffs. Like, you got to think about it this way. You go from this 6-game gauntlet, right? The 6-game gauntlet that I was just talking about. You play the Bills this week. Then you go and play Green Bay next week. Okay, then you're at home against the Saints. Okay, don't matter. Then you're going up against the Falcons at the Falcons. Okay, a team that's definitely looking for revenge after that 30-0 beatdown. Then you're going up against the 49ers at the 49ers. But then you're home against the Rams. Okay, can we beat the Rams? I want to see if we can beat that team. I want to see, can we get a win over the Buccaneers? And can we beat the Seattle Seahawks, coming down to the wire of the season? Because don't forget, the Seattle Seahawks, they're no slouch. Right now, Sam Darnold and JSN got chemistry like they've been playing for years. And Sam Darnold right now is the best deep throwing passer in the league. So, yeah, would I be hopeful for playoffs? Yes. But we need to beat teams. We got to need to beat another team like the Rams. Oh, I know, Caden. After the last 5 years, yeah, let's talk about last 7, 8 years. Okay, last 7 to 8 years. It's crazy that we're even having those types of conversations with this team right now. We're gonna beat them. We're gonna beat them all, Clay. Enjoy the ride, bro. I hope you're right, Kennedy. I hope you're right. We need to either beat the Rams, the Packers, for people to take us seriously, because we're entering the toughest part of our schedule. For sure. For sure. And again, I don't expect this team to beat everybody. But again, if you want to be considered a playoff hopeful team, you do need to win probably in this next stretch of games. You need to win at least 2 games that you're not supposed to take you seriously. Going to the Rams versus Panthers game, that's exciting. Yes, it is. That is exciting. That all depends on how healthy we are going into those games, especially the last 4 games, for sure. For sure. Because that stretch of those last 4 games, last 4 games, you're at the Saints, then you're home against the Bucks, then you're home against Seattle, and then you're back at the Bucks, right? Can you split the series with the Bucks? That's a big question. That's a big question at the end of the year. First time in the Tepper era, if this is true. This is true. So again, I appreciate everyone joining the live stream tonight. That is your week 8 preview. TikTok, don't worry. I will have a short coming out of giving you my keys to victory for the Carolina Panthers. I'll also be posting it on YouTube. Basically a shorter version of what we talked about tonight. And yeah, I'll be posting that up tonight as well. So make sure you guys tune into that. Make sure you like it, drop a follow. Greatly appreciate it. Make sure you're subscribed over here onto the YouTube channel, TikTok. If you want to come over to the YouTube channel, link is in my bio. Okay, come on over. Appreciate you guys again. If you want to become a member of the Rob Star Board, it starts from 99 cents all the way up to $5. Okay, I would greatly appreciate that as well. Also, again, just make sure you smash that like button. That's all I ask, guys. Again, we have a live goal over here on the YouTube channel. 100 likes or more automatically equals a giveaway. I already owe you, I think, 3 or 4. So, which I'm going to do probably by a couple of them before the bye week. We're going to do one on the bye, and I want to do a couple more. We'll do a couple before the bye week, and then we'll do one on the bye week as well. All right. So again, appreciate you guys as always. I will see y'all. Unfortunately, I will not be doing a live play-by-play again this Sunday because I am heading out of town to go visit some family up in Virginia. So I will not be live for a live play-by-play this Sunday, unfortunately. But we will get back to the live play-by-plays for the Green Bay game and from here on out, unless something else changes, okay? So again, I appreciate everyone joining the live stream. Do me a favor. Again, like, subscribe over here on the YouTube channel. Make sure you drop a follow, like, and share over there on X. And if you're watching on TikTok, make sure you tap my face, drop a follow. I greatly appreciate it. Other than that, guys, I will see you when I get back. I'm out of here. Keep pounding. Peace.